by the way.
Yeah, I just consider God. I just consider God to be a grounding foundation for causal infinity.
What the hell? Yo, repeat that, nigga.
I just consider. Did my mic cut out?
Yep.
Nigga, you like trying to talk in the speed force, nigga. You need to slow down.
Oh, okay. I said it too fast. I just consider God to be the grounding foundation for causal infinity.
You define God to be the grounding foundation of a causal infinity.
Not of a causal infinity, of causal infinity.
This nigga's retarded. What does it mean? What does of causal infinity mean, dumbass?
No. Okay, you want me to teach you?
Are we talking about causal infinity as a retard? No, I'm not asking you to teach me. I'm asking a clarifying question.
Yeah,
because
all I'm saying
earlier in the debate, even
oh my god, you asked me a question
because you're a retard.
Can we get moderation? Yeah,
he
asked me a question, he starts spurging.
Yo, trouble.
He asked me a question, and he starts.
This nigga's spurting, by the way.
He asked me a question, he starts.
Alright, no need to get loud. I'll mod. Hold on, no need to get loud. Relax.
Why are you loud?
The nigga thought he was.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, right? All I'm saying by causal infinity is just saying that the universe has an infinite past or infinite history. Okay, go ahead. That's all I'm saying about causal infinity. There's an infinite set of powers.
Yeah, okay, mute him, please. This nigga's a retard. I'll wait till this nigga's muted to talk. Nigga's stamination in the background. Anyways, so your definition of God was something that grounds a causal infinity of the universe. One, why should I grant there is a cause for the universe instead of it being something like a brute fact or something adjacent to that? Two, you're necessarily committed to a causal infinity by your definition of God. I want you to prove that there is a causal infinity too. That's an extra burden, retard. You can go ahead and prove all of that.
Okay.
This nigga's dash battle.
What the fuck? Can you please put him on mute? Okay. Well, if it's to be the case that every event has a cause, saying that event is some sort of temporal time frame, right? I can only assume that it has some sort of prior. I can't believe that it comes from nothing, right? Like, obviously, we affirm God's existence, so I can't believe that it comes from nothing, right? Because that would just be implicit in saying that that this or X has a property of creation, so it can't actually be nothing, right? So if the universe is, or if the start of the universe was a set event, then it was some sort of temporal time frame. Right? Meaning that necessarily there has to be a prior to that because it's a temporal set time frame. It can't come from nothing. I just disproved that. Yeah, and I forgot the other stuff you said, so can you repeat that?
What the fuck? Who's playing that in my ear?
Oh, that's me. I'm scrolling.
Yo, this nigga's retarded. Mute him. Okay, starting off with the last thing you said about the things you forgot, prove it's my obligation to repeat that and prove in virtue of you not addressing it, you haven't met the burden of rejoinder yet. So go ahead and prove you haven't just met the burden of rejoinder for conceding on those points. Also, I want you to prove every event has a cause. That's what's in question. Obviously, I'm disputing a cosmological argument, you fucking retard. That's what's put into question. I don't grant that everything has everything has a cause. I question whether or not, like, why can't we have brute facts or things adjacent to brute facts, things similar to brute facts? And yeah, I agree. You can't believe that because that's your commitment. That's what's in question. I'm asking you to prove your commitment. What's in question is whether or not the universe has a beginning. You just said that there's some start of the universe, so there's some temporal fact about it. Go ahead and prove there's a start of the universe, retard.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you, can you prove that, like, I don't know. Can you prove that brute facts can transcend anything other than like concepts? I don't think brute facts can actually like physically, tangibly exist. I don't think brute facts are something physical that comes to like some sort of set temporal prior, right? If it's to the case, right, holy shit, that events and temporality and time, right, are some sort of synonym, right, then I can only assume that since it's taking place in this set time frame, holy shit, this nigga's a retard. I can't believe I have to explain this. That since it's taking place in a set time frame, let's say I were to snap my fingers and sound were to erupt, right? That sound had a set temporal time frame stemming from my fingers, right? If it's to the case, I already disproved nothingness. So it can't be nothing, right? And you still have yet to prove that brute facts can like exist causally, right? So I'm just asking, can you like like, I don't know, can you actually attack something like of substance? Like, you're just asking me to prove some shit. And then you asked me to prove that why is it your obligation to repeat what you just said, right? If it's to be the case that you just don't want it to be heard on, like, you know, the repetition of your actual counterpoints, then sure, you don't have to repeat it, right? You don't want it to be heard, then it wasn't a relevant point. I'm gonna take it as that. All right, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, this guy's a retard. So starting off the last points, you can go ahead and prove I wanted to be heard. That's just some shitty rhetorical tactic. And also, I don't grant me not repeating it means that it's not a relevant point. You never even question the shit about the burner rejoinder, so I'm going to do the same move. Prove the point about the burner rejoinder hasn't been met for the burner rejoinder. I was asking you why I have to prove these things instead of the burner rejoinder being met for you conceding them within the dialect. You never addressed that. For as of what I said, prove brute facts can't be something. Oh yeah, first off, prove it's my burden to prove that there is a brute fact. I'm claiming the possibility of it. You need to show me why a brute fact isn't possible. In case it is possible, then I have no reason to accept some god hypothesis over a non-god hypothesis, you fucking retard. Also, I want you to prove brute facts can't be physical and under what modality, and I also want to get clear on what non-physical versus physical means. If all you take something to be non-physical is only a negative concept, I want you to prove that it can only be a negative concept instead of an exhaustive concept. I'm asking why it has some set place in that time frame, you fucking retard. That's also what's in question. Oh, also, you just haven't given an argument for something for a causal infinity. Also, just make the burner rejoinder move there because you're a retard. Also, for the example you gave, trying to motivate that, that's just a composition fallacy. Why should I accept the property quantifies over the whole? You're a retard. You can go ahead and talk now.
I love you, Hyde.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, it just seems like your entire argument is just sort of big one big burden of rejoinder. You're asking me to prove why I have to attack this, prove after why I have to attack this. Well, first off, I like to move, you know, in the set sequence during my debates, right? So I go from point A to point B, point C, right? So I won't prove causal infinity until I first prove the grounds for causal infinity. You already attacked the first part of causal infinity, which is the set prior or temporality of causal infinity, right? So, which is the P1. I already give you the P1. Every event has a cause, and you're already attacking that, right? So I have given some sort of argument so far, right? Holy shit! You asked me to prove. Holy shit, this thing is, I'm trying to write this down. You asked me to prove that, why you need to prove that brute facts can physically, tangibly exist. Well, oh my gosh. If it's to be the case that, if it's to be the case that causal infinity, right, is some sort of physical realm of existence, saying that these things physically exist, or there's some sort of set spatial axis prior to the set spatial axis, right, I can only assume, right, that you're saying that brute facts could possibly exist here. Well, first, I'm gonna need some sort of possibility raiser. I don't see any reason to assume that brute facts can even exist there, right? But when we're talking about facts, right? When we're talking about facts themselves, right? We're talking about some sort of conceptual thing, right? We're not talking about facts themselves aren't I don't know, they don't legitimately exist, right? We don't physically touch facts. They aren't there. So when you say brute fact, you're automatically talking about some sort of conceptual thing, index towards some sort of physical thing or some sort of part of our reality, right? But that fact itself is dichotomous from our own reality, right? You haven't proved and you haven't raised any probability for facts, or excuse me, not facts, brute facts, right, being some sort of tangible effect over our reality. You haven't even proved that possibility being the case. It's just sort of assumed, and it's just typically and generalized that brute facts, right, don't physically exist. There's no physical existence to brute facts. What are you even talking about? Okay, you can go.
Yo, this guy is actually fucking ass. I'm gonna make the burner rejoinder move again because you can't seem to track my points. Because this guy is hyper fixated on the fucking wrong things of my argument. So one, you never addressed anything about the immateriality point I made. So I'm just gonna make the burner rejoinder move again. I don't care what you like. I don't see why I should hold to that. And also, you used your seemings in the beginning. I have no reason to adopt your seemings. Why are your seemings reliable, retard? Yes, it's an assumption. You need to prove that because it is an assumption. That's what's in question. And no, you haven't. Whether or not everything has a clause is more expected under causal infinitism is what's in question, you fucking retard. This guy is ass. Also, go ahead and prove causal infinity has to be necessarily physical. Also, what's in question is if there is a causal infinity, you dumb fuck. So even if that was the case, you still haven't motivated anything. Also, prove I need to give some motivation, you retard. I don't see why I need to do that. Also, I don't grant anything that you said about the conventional talks. I don't grant that convergence is truth tracking. You can go ahead and prove that convergence is truth tracking. And on top of that, if you want to do this conventional talks talk, you are literally retarded because the conventional talk of what a fact is something that is true of the world. But you're talking about it as if it's something conceptual that we don't interact with. This guy's fucking retarded. Also, I want you to give me empirics for that. Since you think it's conventional, fucking retard. You can go now.
Okay. Yeah. So you said prior that I used my seemings. I'm not really sure what you put that in relation towards, right? And secondly, right? Like, even if I did use my seemings, what's wrong with me using my seemings? You're saying, well, you have no reason to trust my seemings, right? Or my, I have no idea what you're putting that in relation towards. I don't think I ever used my seemings, not once, right? I use a generalized term. I said we generally do this, right? If you want, I can give you like facts, or not facts. I can give you like multiple millions and millions of different data researchers saying that, like, yeah, brute facts are X, Y, and Z. Brute facts are this. Concepts are this, right? I'm just saying generally this is how we use it. I'm not using my own seemings, right? If anything, I'm using the majority seemings, right? You then went ahead. You said you want me to prove that. Oh my God! You want me to prove that you have to raise the probability of brute facts actually like existing at all? Holy shit, man! I think that wouldn't of itself I think you're just kind of like welling on yourself here. I don't know why I'm trying to, like, if you want you don't have to raise that probability and that can just remain at 0. But sure, I'll attack it anyway, right? If it's to be the case, which I already attacked it. I really don't need to like attack it again just so you can like have something to latch onto, right? But I already gave the contingency argument saying that everything has a set prior, right? Which within these own events, if brute facts were to exist, that'll contradict said fact. So if it's to be the case, I already gave that argument, right? Saying that temporality, oh my God, I can't speak. Saying that temporality in events, right, have some sort of set prior, right? And then I already gave the counterpoint to like nothingness being an answer. Obviously, the universe is eternal. Like you already agreed to that, right? You already said that yeah, sure, these things are temporal, right? You actually like I don't need to prove that, right? So it's not eternal at all. Oh my God. So if these things are contingent, then it will contradict the universe, like having any sort of relation towards brute facts other than concepts, right? You can go now.
Yo, this nigga is actually ass and incapable of tracking. So obviously, when I put into question your seemings or when I put into question of something, it's in relation towards the justification for your argument. This nigga is retarded. Also, that's a burden shift. I don't know why I would have to give an argument against it because I'm asking you for a reason to adopt these type of things. This guy's actually a retard. And yes, you did. You just can't track. We can go back in the rec. You directly said it seems. This guy is fucking ass. And go ahead and send me the data. Also, when you use the mass like seemings there, what's in question is not only seemings, but also convergence being the type of thing which is truth tracking, which you didn't address at all. So if you'd like to address that now, I'm going to ahead and do the burden of rejoinder move that I've been doing on you this entire time again. This nigga is very ass. I don't grant that it's justified in of itself. I don't know why I should accept that type of justification. Prove it not being raised means it's 0. Also, yeah, I don't grant that. Also, I don't grant that I have to raise the probability. Also, I don't grant that you attacked it. You can go ahead and prove that. Also, what's in question is whether or not the contention argument is sound. What we're investigating is whether or not it succeeds. So I don't know why you use that as evidence as if it's not what's in question. This nigga is very retarded. This nigga has a bachelor's in question begging. Also, brute facts aren't nothing retard. They're on cause in the sense that God isn't cause. No one's talking about nothingness. It's a level 1 blunder. You haven't actually read any of the theistic literature because you are very ass. Also, no, I didn't agree that. I said that it's a composition fallacy. It can be a property. It can be a part. I don't know why it would quantify over the whole. That still went unaddressed. So I'm going to make the burden of rejoinder move again. And 2, obviously what's in question is whether or not the universe is eternal. You can go ahead and prove that it isn't. You're probably going to be circular, beg the question 100 times. If you think you fulfilled your burdens, we can conclude you are very ass.
Okay, first things first, I'm gonna like just give you like millions of different. I keep on saying millions, but I'm gonna just give you like different colleges, which is agreeing with me on my definition of brute facts, right? While I'm doing that, right? Holy shit. While I'm doing that, you went on to say that. Oh my god! Like just say you can't track it all. You went on to say that brute facts themselves, right, are like that. I said they were in relation towards nothingness. Obviously, they're not. It has nothing to do with nothing, right? I don't like that. That's not the point I was making, right? The point I was making, right, was oh my god, that some irreducible just cannot exist, right? Like me saying that so and so is just is because just doesn't make any sense, right? That's the point of me saying that prior, right? That's the right reason why I was talking about why nothingness couldn't exist, because it is some form of irreducible, right? It functions as some sort of brute. If it's to be the case, what the hell is that? If it's to be the case that that temporality, right? Physical things follow some sort of set temporality, right? Even though you agreed to this at the start of the debate, I don't know why you're going against it now, right? Then it will be followed by some sort of set time frame, right? Now, also, you went ahead and you actually posited the eternal universe, the eternal universe theory, right? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to just ask, like, can you like present an argument or any form of like substance towards the infinite universe theory, or not infinite universe theory, excuse me, the eternal universe theory? I have yet to see any sort of justification. You kind of just like threw that out there. You said, well, why can I not accept the eternal universe theory? Right? I'm gonna just have to ask for some type of justification for that. If you cannot present any justification, right, then like I'm just like just say you just don't know what it means. You're just ratting like you've been doing this entire debate. Then you went ahead and you said, prove that I proved something? Question mark? Well, I proved a lot of things, right? One that temporality like follows some sort of contingency, obviously dependent upon its own ontology. Because if it's to be the case that it's indexed upon a set time frame, like I even give the example of me snapping my fingers, right? And then that said temporality is like not going to be some sort of irreducible. It's not going to be brute at all. It's going to be hinged upon something, right? If something is brute, not hinged upon something, then you're saying it just popped out of existence, or you're saying that it itself is eternal, which makes absolutely no sense. I'm going to have to ask you for the argument for that. Hold on. I'm bringing up the universities. All right, like right now.
Oh
my god. Hold on.
Yeah, somebody on me hard.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it.
Want to debate me next, Les?
No, I don't.
Nigga, what the fuck?
I'm gonna put that all into question. We can conclude, man.
No, I'm not done.
You can go ahead and prove you're not done. That's also in question.
What?
Wait, so are y'all concluded?
No, we're not concluding. I'm trying to send out.
Yo, bro, my mom.
What everything you said, bro.
I gotta go help my mom with cleaning, bro. Can we conclude, bitch?
Yeah, be a good boy,
No,
bro.
I'm trying to send my evidence. Like, can you give me a second?
Nigga, I have to go help my mom clean. Do you not understand?
Okay,
That I
if you're
cannot
running
have
away, you
fun.
can just say that. But like,
What is he retarded?
you're saying you made up a lie saying that you have to help your mom clean. I guess your mom has a broken back or something. I don't really care for that.
My
But
bad. It's like bad. Like, hold on, mute this guy real quick, bro. I want.
why are you muting me?
I want to wait. Hold on. You know, thank you. This guy unironically doesn't help his mom clean the house. This guy stays in his house 24/7. He doesn't help out at all. This guy has no utility towards society. This guy is seriously trying to diss me for helping my mom around the house. Is this guy retarded? Wow. Like, type 1 in the chat if that shit is immoral. By the way. Also, yeah, hero give judgment because I have to leave. Actually, the hero just first. Wait, hero, I have to
one,
leave.
I never condone you for helping your mom clean the house. I condone you for.
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap that up there. So, just to be clear, I can grant, like, as the judge, sure, I can grant your studies or scans or whatever you're trying to send. I still think Hyde won.
Yo, here, turn your mic down,
also,
please. Turn your mic down, please.
oh wait, hold on, my fault. To be clear, yeah, as the judge, I can grant the scans in question or whatever you want to call them, the studies. I still think that Hyde won, like, no diff, and the reason why is because multiple attack relations that he put onto your argument were not addressed, and I think that what you were doing is trying to implement too many concepts that you cannot also provide. Those are part 2 of the notes, by the way. So you were defending God's existence. Let me go back up to see what you defined God as. I think you defined him as some being that controls like the infinite something. Let me go see.
The ground for causal infinity.
Yeah, the ground for causal infinity, right? And he asked you like a whole bunch. I'm not gonna lie, the nigga burden spammed you, so it's kind of bad. But you didn't track any of the burdens, and you were kind of shadow boxing and you didn't track. So yeah, I have Hyde winning.